Hello everyone, and welcome to my H1Z1 guide on shooting mechanics. Since this is my first video in the new series, I would like to give a brief introduction of who I am. My name is Pineapples, and I'm an H1Z1 veteran. Some of my achievements include participating in the showdown under the team Grim Ninjas, and holding rank 1 kills on the US solo leaderboard for an entire wipe period. As of today, I have over 2,800 hours clocked on H1Z1 and have learned the many intricacies to combat in this game. And I would like to share that knowledge with you guys. So without further ado, let us begin. Before we get started in-game, we must take a few preemptive steps. First, go to your Steam library, find H1Z1. Right-click, and go to Properties. Then, you'll go to your local files. Browse local files, and when the pop-up appears, you must find your useroptions.ini. Once found, double-click, and it will open up a notepad file. Then, you must go into your rendering section and find Effects Quality 2 and Particle LOD 2. It is very important that these values are set equal to 2, and I'll explain why this will affect your shooting ability in-game later on in the video. For now, File, Save, close the window, go back to the file location, right-click, Properties, check the box that says Read Only, apply, and hit OK. This will prevent H1Z1 from changing your user options the next time you load the game. There are 3 main factors that affect your ability to shoot an enemy in H1Z1. The first is bullet drop, the second is bullet travel time, and the third is render distance. And I will go in depth on how each of these 3 things affect your ability to land shots in H1Z1. First, let me explain what Particle LOD and Effects Quality set equal to 2 does for your ability to shoot. Particle LOD allows you to see the dirt kick up when your bullet reaches its destination, despite any distances. So for example, if you want to shoot long range, you can also see the dirt kick up and adjust your aim accordingly. Effects Quality set to 2 allows you to see hit markers in this game. For example, the blood splatter that comes out of an enemy. It also allows you to see blood leaking out of the character model to give you an indication that they are injured. There are 3 stages of render distance that will influence your ability to land shots. The first stage is called the base render distance, which means you can see the color and the skins of the enemy player model. The second stage is called the shadow render distance, which means the enemy player model will appear as a black silhouette. However, the limbs will still maintain their moving animation. The third stage is called the sliding render distance, which means the enemy player model will appear as a black silhouette. However, their limbs will be frozen in place. Shooting in the base render distance is the easiest of the 3. Simply put, all you must do is place your crosshair where you would like the bullets to connect and shoot. Here you will see me shoot him in the foot and then transition to his helmet seamlessly, all by doing so by simply placing my crosshair where I want the bullets to go. Here's a closer look at the shots demonstrated in the previous clip. You can see that I clearly aim onto his foot and then onto his helmet for a simple and easy headshot. The shadow render distance is where shooting can become difficult for players to land shots because this is where bullet drop first comes into play. A basic understanding of bullet drop is that the farther the bullet must travel, the lower it will fall over time, causing inaccuracies. To account for bullet drop during the shadow stage, you must place your crosshair slightly above where you want the shots to land so they will drop to your target. Here, I will take a few shots first at the ground. Notice how the dirt kicks up below where my cursor is placed for the non-lethal shots. And now notice how I aim above the enemy player model to first knock their helmet off, and then towards his head to shoot him in the chest. Here we'll take a look at the previous shots. Notice the difference between the crosshair placement and where the bullets actually land. The sliding render distance is the most difficult stage to land shots because of how dramatically the bullets fall over the distance. To account for bullet drop in this stage, you must place your cursor much higher above where you would like to land your shots. Watch as I place my cursor way above the enemy player, yet the bullets seem to hit near his waistline. Again here, notice the difference between the crosshair placement and the bullet impact. Bullet drop is not the only thing you must account for when shooting a target. Most of the time, enemy players will be moving, whether by jumping, sprinting, or driving. Because of this, you must consider bullet travel time, or the idea of leading your shots. The premise is that you must predict where the enemies will be and shoot accordingly. Bullet travel time directly scales with bullet drop, meaning the farther distance they are, the longer it will take for the bullet to reach them. Here is an example of leading your shots on a moving player in a straight line. Notice how I place the cursor much farther ahead of him, and the bullets still seem to travel backwards and catch him while he's running. All in all, render distance, bullet drop, and bullet travel time all impact your ability to land shots on your opponents and must be taken into consideration when playing H1Z1. I hope this consolidated guide helps you in your PvP situations, and stay tuned for my next guide on improving your mobility and parkour. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask over at my Twitch channel. It'll be in the description below for a more in-depth answer. Until next time, this is Pineapples, taking off. Enjoy.